I think the perception of the black female, it depends who's perceiving the black female. For me, the black female is my mom. The black female are my daughters. Michelle Obama, Angela Bassett, that kind of, if you're looking at it in that kind of way. But the actual perception for me is just kindness and womanliness and warmth.
Well, perception of the black female is very much about being an angry woman. She is someone who's really unapproachable. She's someone that is not a good partner. She's too high maintenance.
I would be naive to say that the perception of the black female is not a 50-50 thing. I think it's either that we buy into the narrative that we see of the black female being either loud and argumentative, or the black female being perceived as very strong, as a pillar of strength.
I think the main one though for me is that we're meant to be like made of steel, and like we just have no emotions, and we're just, I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, like we are strong, it doesn't mean that we're not, but I think just the expectation that comes with that in society now.
Oh my gosh, it comes from way back in history. It comes from when plantations, slavery, even before that, when women were dehumanized and they were masculinated in order to be able to get onto the cotton fields and do stuff.
If I use myself as an example, I walk that way, right? So I present myself to the world that way. So it's almost like that thing of, what do you expect, Olu? You walk around like you're made of steel, and you walk around like you are strong, and you walk around like, nothing can break you. So if people put that on me and have that connotation and have that impression of me, what do I expect?
I think they both come from the media 150%, and the narratives and the stereotypes that the media enforces.
And this is an argument that's been going on as well. We have always perceived as, oh, she's so strong black woman, strong black woman. Sometimes we don't want to be strong. We want to sit there, we want to cry, and we want to hurt because someone's hurt us or someone's made us cry, and we don't want to be strong all the time. We don't want to cope, we don't want to survive. We want to live, we want to be fairly treated, and then sometimes we want to be treated specially,
Black femininity is so many things to me, but if I had to pick one word to describe what it means to me, I would say ongoing or everlasting. It's something that is, will, and has withstand every test of time.
My perception is love and beauty and literally magic.
Black femininity means to me about understanding the journey of my mother, my aunt, my grandmother, all the black women in my heritage, what they experienced, the beliefs they had, the culture that they lived in, how they survived, how they got by each day, and how it's imparted to me. So it's stuff that I've grown up with, and I've chosen to either put it to one side or I've chosen to embrace it so that it becomes a part of me as a black woman.
It's hard to get rid of what the stereotype is on anything, right? Because it's governed by TV and music and adverts and beauty products and hair products, and there's just so many. Break down one barrier and then you come across another one.
Yeah, I don't think it does compare with stereotypes, my depiction of what the feminine black woman is, because I'm choosing how I wish to show up. I'm choosing that what you're saying about your perception being your thoughts, your opinions, your belief, not the truth, just your truth. And I'm choosing not to take that on. I'm choosing to create my own identity.
I think how the black woman is portrayed, especially in film, movies, media, I think the black woman is portrayed as being the sidekick best friend, the one with something funny to say, the person that we laugh at, the sassy one. And I think in actual fact, black women are regal, elegant.
I don't think directly it has, but I do think that the fact that there has been the challenge, especially from this result of George Floyd, and this being the first time that anything like this has happened, where the overthrowing of the authority has happened. And because of digital technology, we were able to see it and capture it. That's part of the reason why this has happened, I think. And as much as we throw away technology sometimes and we say that, oh my gosh, we're too much in our social media, etc., I think for once it's kind of saved the day.
No, I don't. I think a lightness was shone on it over a tragedy of a man being murdered publicly. Social media is awful for some things, but for black people getting justice, or I mean, it's not, he hasn't even got justice. Justice is impossible ever to get for him. It's still there, it's just in different strains, really.
I think so. So I think because people are listening more, I think people are getting to know instead of assuming.
Slightly, I think we are beginning to see change on how people view and perceive black women. I do not think it is anywhere near how people should perceive black women, how they deserve to be perceived, but I definitely think there is a change in motion.
So I think at the moment, like, it's kind of like it's still kind of there, the conversations are still happening, but again with habits, like, it has to be consistent for a considerable amount of time for it to have a long-standing effect.
I think we're in a space that we haven't been in before. I think it's very new about having this opportunity to be listened to and be heard with evidence that demonstrates that these things have been going on for years with regards to black people.
I just think people really need to educate themselves. I think it's something that should be taught in schools. I'm praying for the Gen Zs and the Gen Xs. Like, I'm praying that they'll be more, I don't want to say tolerant, because I don't want anyone to tolerate me. Just, you know, it's a horrible situation where I don't know if you don't like me because I'm black or just because you think I'm a cow. I'd rather you think I'm a cow.
I think also that it gives those people who had no reason to be in that environment, in those situations with black people, an opportunity to see that these things really do happen.
In this political and social climate, I believe that we are beginning to see the public love and treasure black women more, to understand the black woman's point of view more. And I think black women are learning to, not that they haven't before, but I think there is much more conversation among black females about how powerful they are and what a critical role they play in our society, but still, it's still an evolving, moving thing.
Join the movement, be the movement.
DNXBLM.
# where are we now?